Luke Skywalker, the son of Darth Vader slash Anakin Skywalker. We've seen him in many movies from the original trilogy, starting with A New Hope, then The Empire Strikes Back, and lastly, The Return of the Jedi. Now, we've also seen many versions of Luke Skywalker over the years. We've seen him be immature, we've seen him be inexperienced, and we've seen him be a Jedi Master. And yes, we've also seen him be a Grandmaster in the movies that weren't too good. But we have seen Luke Skywalker, just not enough of Luke Skywalker, in my opinion. But nonetheless, Luke Skywalker will be forever my favorite Jedi ever. Now, with Disney putting out lots of Star Wars content over the years, and some of it being questionable, to say the least, some of it has been great. With getting actors to reprise their roles ever since Disney has acquired Star Wars, but we have not gotten much of Luke Skywalker, at least in the ways that we wanted him to be. We've seen how they made him be in the sequel trilogy. We've seen how the fans reacted, and even Mark Hamill himself reacted. But I will say not all of it was bad. We've seen him in The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. And those versions have been some of the best Star Wars that I've seen throughout the years. Now that is why I think Star Wars needs to make a Luke Skywalker show. Now, as much as I would like for them to go all out and do a live action version of this, I'm afraid that they might mess it up. Now, we've got Kenobi, and I enjoyed it, but it could have been so much better if they just focused on Kenobi and Vader and the conflict within Vader. And in my opinion, the one place that Star Wars has had success in, at least in my eyes, is the animation. Now, I'm not saying I like all the animation shows, but for the majority, I do. When it comes to animation, the sky is the limit. They can do so much with Luke Skywalker. They can make many stories with him. I don't know what the main plot of the show would be, but it would have to be something interesting, like maybe Luke training the next generation of Jedi. We see him how he gets started. Of course, there can be episodes where he goes and finds like the sacred Jedi texts and finds Jedi temples and Sith temples, and also he can find these holocrons. And from time to time, we can see him in a fight, a couple of Siths or dark side users. I think that this could be something extremely interesting. And when it comes to the choreography, it won't be bad because in live action, Disney, doesn't have this guy right here, Nick Gillard, the one who choreographed for the prequels, and this was peak Star Wars in my opinion, at least when it came to the fighting scenes. But now we've seen how well the fights could be in animation style, especially with the last Clone Wars season with Ahsoka versus Darth Maul. We've seen how they incorporated that choreography into animation. So, the potential is high. They could really make this show something crazy if done well. And something that I would love to see, and I'm sure some other fans will love to see as well. Now, I know if we get this show, it won't just all be about Luke, right? Even though it should be, but, knowing Star Wars, they might, add they're going to add other characters, side characters. But if that is the case, then they should throw in Han Solo in there, Leia, and Chewie. Make these side characters that we actually want to see and focus on. I would love to see again, even in animation form, plus their son Kylo. So it would also make sense that Luke were to train Ben Solo, which means it would make sense for Han Solo and Leia and Chewie to be in the show. But this is just a show I would, love to happen, of course. And I know they won't do it for the most part, but at the end of the show, here's something that I would do if this show were to happen. I would want the last episode to be in live action. So let's get the Luke Skywalker deepfake in there. And, let's get some Nick Gillard choreography in there. I think this could be such a crazy show with it being a hybrid of animation and live action, at least in the last episode. But that is my pitch for the Luke Skywalker show. This is something that I would love to see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys like this idea? Do you like the hybrid with animation and then the last episode being live action or not? And if you do like this show, let me know a plot that you guys would like this show to be mainly about. It's been Jeremy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.